Everything? Anybody there? Is anybody there? Anyone like to ask any questions so I can answer some stuff? Anything at all? Within reason? Right now I am looking at my letterbox to try to see what I've done recently in terms of reviews. Letterboxd is such a useful tool to use on when it comes to watching films and looking at them. It's sort of helpful to keep track of what I own and everything via that. And I currently own 640 films. It's obviously quite a lot. Although there are people out there that own a lot more than I do. It's warm. I see that there's someone else there. Come on, ask some questions. I'm an open book for the most part. These are a couple of recent films that I've gotten, by the way. Twilight's Last Gleaming with Burt Lancaster and Richard Widmark. You'll see this on a future video in more depth, but yeah, cracking film. If you've not seen it already. Also got Scanners, which is probably one of the better David Cronenberg films as far as I'm concerned. Also has one of the best headshots, well, head explosions on any film ever, as far as I'm concerned as well. So recently got those. Got more on the way though. Got the final Ray Harryhausen film that I have yet to purchase on the way, Earth versus the Flying Saucers. So really looking forward to getting that. Although quite frankly, it needs a new Blu-ray release, given it's a Blu-ray that's been out for about 13 years now. It's right around the time that the Blu-ray started to come back or start out in the UK. So yeah, hope that gets a fully fledged re-release like some other films are getting. Because we are obviously getting the Atomic Creature set from Arrow. Can't remember the name of it entirely. Cold War Creatures, which is going to be amazing. Because I'm really into my low rent B movies from the 50s, and there's 4 of them in there. Yeah, you've got Creature with the Atom Brain, The Werewolf, Zombies of Mara Tal, and The Giant Claw. I've seen The Giant Claw already, which it's not a great film by any means, but it's short and it's entertaining in its general badness, especially in terms of the way the creature looks. But yeah, can't wait for that. And then literally a week later we have the Columbia Noir box set, the 4th one, so again, looking forward to that. And also yesterday got announced the How to Train Your Dragon 4K trilogy that is also coming out on 25th September, so it's going to be a busy week, that is. That means we're going to have 13 films to look at in the space of a week. Although obviously I've seen 4 of them. One from the Cold War Creatures box set, and then obviously all 3 of the How to Train Your Dragon films. Not seen any of the ones in the Columbia Noir box set though, so going in a bit blind on that one. If you'd like to ask anything, then please do go ahead. Anything about films, games, cars, anything you like really. Still have a ton of films to watch that I have bought, which I'm now at 640. No, not necessarily films that I haven't yet watched before, but are also films that I've not necessarily reviewed as well. So yeah, there's 32 I have yet to review on Letterboxd. Well, obviously some of those I have actually seen before. internet cut out a bit there. Hello, Max. Ask any questions you want. Films, games, cars, anything. As you can see, I have plenty behind me. Good, thanks. You? It's a little bit warm right now where I am, but apart from that, I'm alright. Yeah, I'm not good with the warm. I'm far more acclimatised to colder weathers. No, I'm not particularly into Formula One, to be honest. Sports in general aren't really my thing, but all fair play to anyone that does enjoy it, and anyone involved who does well. It's all fine by me, but yeah, it's just not particularly my kind of forte really. I guess because even in racing games, I'm generally not into racing cars. It's usually normal cars that I'm into. So yeah, Formula One typically isn't something I bother with, but yeah, I'm glad it still exists. Definitely. Other favourites: GTA 5, Halo series originally with the first three, and then ODST I really rather enjoyed, although I'm not gotten into the latest Halo games, but I'll probably get into the newest one that's going to come out eventually. The Tomb Raider remakes, they were pretty good. Bioshock, LA Noire, they were all good. Recent games, probably something like Just Cause 4 was fairly good as well. But mega recent games, yeah, there's not been all that much. Plague Tale was pretty good. I'm looking forward to this new one of that, and then obviously we've got Forza Horizon 5 that is coming out at some point. I will be playing GTA 5 online again next week because it's got the new tuner update, which I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what that is, and I probably will do a video on it or two, just because it looks interesting. Alright, have a nice time. Bye, thanks for joining. I'm desperate for shelving space at the moment, by the way, because I am absolutely running out of space with all the films I keep buying. But thankfully August looks like a bit of a dry spell in terms of Blu-ray releases, so I should have the money and the time to spend on those. Really like the Lord of the Rings box, by the way. I know it came out with a bunch of steel books for the films, but I generally don't have much room for steel books as it is in terms of showing them off, so I can't really show 3 at the moment, never mind 2 or anything else like that. I've only got room for 1 at the moment. Jadson, talk, I know you're there. Type some questions. Tell you what we need more of, quite frankly, is more creature features and stuff from the 50s, B-movies, sci-fi horror films. I know 101 Films have done a fair few. Tarantula, It Came From Outer Space, The Mole People, and The Alligator People as well, which is up there. But yeah, definitely more of them, which is why I'm really excited for the Cold War Creatures box set. It's got hopefully going to set a precedent for more of them coming out, either from our video or any of the other boutique labels. Please answer questions if you're there. The more questions, the better. Because I've been here a while and I've only had a few. Watched Black Widow yesterday, by the way, at the cinema. Not my favourite standalone Marvel film by any means, but fairly good. Especially like the interactions between Scarlett Johansson, David Harbour, Rachel Weisz, and Florence Pugh. They had the best parts going for them. They had some really rather funny and endearing moments, but yeah, the rest of the film wasn't particularly spectacular. Did feel a lot like a knockoff of a James Bond film in some regards. I guess that's likely to be the case given it's a spy who's generally works on their own or whatever. But nice to see that they did well in America. Made 80.4 million in the US in its opening weekend, which, given the current situation, pandemic and everything, is a huge amount of money. Beat out Fast and Furious 9's what was their current record in terms of openings for the during the current pandemic. Only seen 9 films of sort of far from this year. Most of those are not at the cinema either. I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, actually, oh yeah, 6. Oh, more than I realised at the cinema. Yeah, 3 so far at home and 6 at the cinema. Godzilla vs Kong, A Quiet Place Part 2, Nobody, Fast and Furious 9, Black Widow, and The Conjuring 3. So, watched a fair few considering the cinemas only opened late May. Godzilla vs Kong is my favourite, then Quiet Place Part 2, and then Nobody in third. Favourite one at home so far has been Fear Street 1994. Looking forward to seeing the 1666 third and final part to that trilogy, which I'll probably watch tonight. The first one edged out the second purely because it was a bit more fun. Felt like the second one was a little bit more cynical with its extreme violence. But all in all, a solid pair of films. I'm pretty sure the third one's going to be right up my street because I'm really into my folk horror or period horror kind of films. So, and that's obviously being set in 1666 is going to be right up that alley. Yet to see anything god awful though from this year, so that's always a good thing. But there's only been 3 that have been properly enjoyed, and that's the top 3 that I mentioned before. Although I did enjoy Fast and Furious 9 more than I expected. Given that the 8th one was a clear downturn from the 7th, I expected that downturn to continue, but thankfully, because obviously director Justin Lin returned, he brought the series back once again, just like he has done before. So that's good to see. Watched 333 films so far this year. No, 334 films so far this year. which is obviously quite a lot. Which, considering I'm far busier than I ever was last year, considering the fact I'm about halfway to what I achieved last year, is quite incredible, quite frankly. Favourite first time watches not from this year have been really quite diverse, to be honest. And I generally put it in my favourite pre 2021 or favourite concurrent year first time viewings if it gets 4.5 stars or more. And there's been 56 of those so far this year, and 6 of them have been given 5 stars or more. So yeah, really rather successful year so far in terms of first time viewings. I've really not hated all that much, to be honest. Which probably speaks volumes to the fact that I've been concentrating more on films that I probably will like, rather than having a even slight chance that I might not like it. So it's been pretty good. Top 5 favourites though are Kiss Me Deadly from 1955, is that? Yeah, then Soul, which came out last year. Sweet Smell of Success from 1957. Big Heat from 1953. And Experiment in Terror from 1962. So not very many new films in my top 10. There's nothing beyond the 2000s in the rest of the top 10. The newest of which is from 1993. So, yeah, I typically don't like a lot of new films, to be honest. Most new films just don't do much for me. But I do still go to the cinema because, you know, I enjoy the experience of being at the cinema just as much as a film that I'll enjoy at the cinema anyway. So, even if a film's bad, it still can be a good experience just to go to the cinema, even if it is a film that's bad. But yeah, hopefully we'll finally get No Time to Die out in the cinema. It's been delayed so many times I can't count. Although the new trailer was shown before we watched Fast and Furious 9 a couple of weeks ago. So, and it does look impressive, but I am a bit worried about A, the director, because I've never seen anything from him before, and B, the length of the film, because it's clocking up for nearly 3 hours, which is obviously quite a lot for a James Bond film, never mind a normal film as it is. So I just hope they're not overstretching a thin plot. I hope it makes the most of that length of time, because there's nothing worse than a film that is stupidly long and then doesn't really do anything with it. And by the way, if you like cats and you enjoy, classic kind of horror films, then watch The Shadow of the Cat. Basically about a feline that ends up seeing its owner get brutally murdered, and then goes on the revenge on the people that did it. Which is not something I've ever seen in a film before. Obviously, we've had cats be the hero in a film or two before. Most notable one is probably Cat's Eye, which is an anthology horror film which links every story together with a cat. And then in the final one, it actually saves Drew Barrymore from a evil elf or dwarf or something. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah. Really enjoyable film. Although unfortunately it's part of a Hammer Horror box set, so I don't really want to get the box set because I'm not sure about other films in that set, particularly one of the ones that I've already watched, The Phantom of the Opera. I enjoyed the 1943 version quite a lot, but the 1962 version is a bit underwhelming, quite frankly. So yeah, didn't really want to bother with a box set that already I know one film in it I don't like, or at least don't enjoy enough to want to watch it again. Well, I guess I'm going to end it there then if no one else is going to ask anything. I'll probably try and do another one like this again in the future. Probably give everyone a bit more warning. Because obviously I only came up with this a day before starting this. So yeah, we'll definitely give more warning next time. But regardless, it's been enjoyable enough to just rant. Even if it is pretty much to myself. But yeah, thanks for watching anyone that is still there. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.